good to go.
Hello.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, we are on video too?
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you. I'd like to call this meeting of the East Amwell Township Committee to order.
Adequate notice of this meeting of the Township Committee has been provided by a notice sent to the official newspapers of the Township, posted to the Township website, posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building, and filed with the Township Clerk as required by law on January 2nd, 2024. Ms. Casper Bloom?
Here.
Ms. Enton? Mr. Nardi? Mr. Dendis?
Here.
Mayor DePiero?
Here. And let me mention, both Mr. Nardi and Ms. Enton are at mandatory training today, and that's why they're not in attendance. Will everyone rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you for coming to the special meeting today, everyone. On the consent agenda, we found a good local firm that's experienced in municipal engineering. They are affordable compared with other proposals that we've that we've obtained, but also researched, and they're willing and able to perform those duties. So may I have a motion to approve Resolution 2024-50?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion, Mike or Jenna?
No. Don't think.
No.
Jenna, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Casper Bloom?
Yes.
Mr. Dendis?
Yes.
Mayor DePiero?
Yes. Okay, we have one member of the public here today. We're open to the public. Sir, do you wish to make a comment today?
Yeah.
Please, come right up and just sit at the table and speak right into the mic. That way anybody who's listening on video can hear you. You can give us your name, say where you're resident.
Okay. I'm Joe Nice, I live at 28 Zion Road. And Mike, I may be exposing my ignorance here, but that's okay. My question is, given the fact that our country was founded on the principle of the separation between church and state, I'm wondering what's the importance of a meeting necessary on a Saturday, which puts many residents into a question of whether they should be participating or not. And then I understand there's also a planning board meeting scheduled for tomorrow, Sunday. The same question I'm asking. What is the reason for the township, holding a meeting in the state?
Sure. Well, thank you for your comment. I'm happy to answer both of your questions. So, with regard to the meeting today for appointment of township engineer, we are required, we learned, to have 10 days where the proposals are in the clerk's office before we can take action. We had been soliciting proposals from engineering firms. The firms weren't able to get us those proposals in time to have 10 days notice before our Thursday meeting. So when we had our meeting on Thursday evening, we were not able legally to reach this issue. So in order to comply with the law, we were required to call a special meeting to have the 10 days. With regard to the planning board has a number of new members, and the training that the state provides is provided on a schedule set by the state. And we have some applications that are coming up before the planning board. So in order to make sure that the new members had some training to start off before they had to review applications, and to make sure that they can review those applications consistent with law and in a way that's meaningful to our residents, we had to schedule some training. Those individuals on the planning board will be attending the mandatory, I forget how many hours, 5 hours, all day Saturday training that the state gives, but that's just not going to be feasible with the state until after some of these applications and matters get heard by the planning board. So in both cases, we are complying with the law, and we want to make sure that all of our bodies, the Township Committee, Planning Board, everybody follows the law, and we want to make sure everybody has the training that's necessary, so we're making good decisions and helping our residents. Those are the reasons. So.
Was there any consideration given to the fact that both certain members of the township consider this day a sacred day, where they should not be participating in anything but a certain aspect of their lives? And tomorrow, another section of the township also feels the same way. Why do we need to hold meetings on those special days when, I'm just, is there any consideration for that at all as far as
Sure.
the religious concerns about this?
Sure, of course. I mean, we provide notice to the public 48 hours before. Members of the public are permitted to provide advice in any way that they wish. If there are some observant folks, religious-wise, that can't attend, then they're welcome to provide their comments in other ways. We try to do our best to make sure that people can attend, and people do attend regularly our meetings, but most people, it seems, watch on video, which we're happy to provide as a service so that people can participate. So I appreciate your comment. We don't look to have our meetings on weekends, but when it's necessary to comply with the law or to stay on schedule, sometimes we have to, and that's why these two particular instances are happening.
So maybe I can also add to it. Had we had this proposal 10 days, we would have handled this on Thursday night. But we didn't. We don't want to wait another month to appoint the engineer because there's business that's being held up. So it was kind of important. And I understand what you're asking us and saying, but we had business we had to get done.
But wasn't it an oversight on your part that the 10 days was not?
No, it's
No.
the folks who are applying, they need to provide in time, and they were not able to, and so we're doing the best that we can.
We can't control when they give us their proposal. So once we get it in our hands, we've done everything we can, and now we have to hold, if I'm correct, Linda, we have to hold it 10 days, 10
It has
business
to be in the
days?
clerk's office for 10 days before we can award the contract.
And we were off by like a day or 48 hours?
Day or
on-
two, yeah.
So it would have been handled Thursday, and we wouldn't be here today, at least for this part of it.
So you're suggesting that if there's someone had a requirement to provide you something for a meeting and didn't get it in on time, you would extend them the same privilege of holding a special meeting because they didn't meet their deadline? Is that what you're suggesting, or?
Yeah, what we're suggesting is we'll always try to accommodate people and processes as best that we can. Let me go to the heart of it. Are there specific comments that you'd like to raise on behalf of anyone about the application?
No, I'm just wondering whether East Amwell Township still recognizes the importance of religion as our founders did. Our founders, I think, would be quite upset at the fact that they would be holding a meeting on their sacred day.
Well, if you remember, I mean, the separation of church and state makes sure that we don't allow religious proceedings to enter into what we do.
No, I
So-
beg to differ with you. I think that's
Well-
exactly the opposite of what of the separation of church and state is meant to be. Not to keep religion out of a government, but to keep government out of religion. That's basically why it's
Well,
there.
I'm sorry, sir, it's not a back and forth. We try just to provide you answers. If you're not satisfied, I understand. Nothing that we do is designed to impinge on anyone's religious freedom, right? Or the ability to speak. So I think we've tried to outline to you all ways that we've, allowed people to make comments. So, I appreciate your comment, and, we'll continue to honor all of our civic virtues here, in the township. And but most importantly for us, we need to make sure that, as Mike said, we're able to have residents' applications processed because we have an engineer who's hired. So, and I'm very glad that you didn't miss out on the opportunity to make a comment, and you don't have anything from other folks to present. If you did, I'd welcome you to do it now. We're very inclusive. We have comments. We have a button on our website. Anyone wants to make a comment at any time, they're welcome to. So you're not bound by just coming to a meeting to provide input. You came today, and we appreciate that. Everyone's welcome to do that. And outside of that, every member of this township committee has provided their cell number and email address on the website. So it's one of the things we really think is important is being open and being able to hear what residents need. So at any time, on any day, whether it's a holiday or a state holiday or a federal holiday or anything, people are welcome
All right, well, I just, you know, I think you should be aware that if I was Jewish, I would have had to sin in order to participate in this meeting.
Well, that's
And
not,
so I think that consideration is something that is essential for our elected officials to recognize.
I totally hear it, we've heard your point, and as I'm sure you know, not every Jewish person does nothing on the Sabbath, right? So there are different, every person in this country is able to follow religion in the way that they want. We totally support that. So, again, if someone wants to provide a comment, 24/7, please use the website, call us up on our cell phones, you can let the clerk know, and you can attend the meeting, so, thank you. Francis, did you have a comment too, as a member of the public, do you wanna come up?
I just wanted to thank you for looking further and getting an engineer outside of Ferrero. And I understand the timing of these two special meetings, one on the Jewish Sabbath and tomorrow with the planning board on the Christian Sabbath, and it having to do with noticing and the timing of applications, and the fact that hanging over your head like a sword of Damocles is the time to decision clock that can give people an automatic approval. I've never seen in all my years where there've been two special meetings like this. But there is an understandable, and I believe this is being videotaped so that someone can see what was going on without leaving their home or whatever, although if you're, strict, whatever like that, the only thing I would say is if there becomes some method of being able to get public feedback while you're doing your live streaming, either through a Zoom window on something or whatever, then that would allow the public, but the whole thing, from videotaping to being open and everything, it's come a long, long way, and I commend you for it. My only question is, who's the new engineer?
Van Cleef Engineering,
Van Cleef?
and in particular, the principal there is gonna be Rob O'Brien.
Okay.
He's experienced in municipal engineering, he and Van Cleef
Oh, I know
handle
Van Cleef's.
a number of municipalities and come very well recommended. Their price structure is very favorable for a smaller municipality like ours. One difficulty we have as a small town is we don't have a big budget, so a lot of engineering firms, especially the ones outside of our area, and statewide firms, they just charge so much more. If you're
Gotcha.
Newark, if you're Jersey City, if you're
Yeah.
even things in the middle, the cost can really be high, and we really wanted to have not only excellent service, but to have costs that would be commensurate with what we can pay without raising taxes or about having an impact on our residents. So, thank you,
Well,
Francis.
Van
for-
Cleef has been around since I've been around, and I was familiar with him from Somerset County, so I think you'll do well with him. And if he doesn't do well or isn't responsive, I'm sure you'll hear about it.
Indeed.
Can I
Sir,
say
do you have another comment? Sure.
I know Neil Van Cleef very well. He and I graduated together from Lafayette College as civil engineers
Oh,
back
excellent.
in 1961. Yeah.
So you think it's a pretty
So
good
if
firm
he
too?
doesn't perform, let me know.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much.
It's
I
like the
appreciate
vets,
that.
you know where they live, you
Yeah.
can go knock on their door.
Right. That's the other good thing about local folks is they understand our budgetary needs, but they also understand our needs, and we can know some of them. I know in enterprises I've been in before, we've used the Van Cleef firm and found them to be very responsible. So thank you, sir, and thank you, Francis.
Yep.
All right, we've covered all of our in-person members. Jenna or Mike, any further comments? So we.
I have
Good.
none.
Okay.
No.
All right, well, without objection, we're closed to the public at this time. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Keep forgetting your name.
Okay, that was quick, thank you.
I'm sorry, I have to
Thank
say
you.
it 'cause I can't remember shit.
Well, are you still going to liaison, or do you want me now? I pushed that back underneath.